How are you?
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Hi, Sydney.
She's just connecting to audio now. I don't think she hears us. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Hey, Karen.
Hello. Get water real quick. Here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thanks. How is everybody?
Good.
Good.
Anybody tired?
Tired,
Maybe not as tired as our students.
right? I think they're
Oh,
exhausted.
they're pretty
Oh
tired.
gosh, they looked exhausted.
It was a riot when we were calling their names in the gym because I don't think they were just zoned out. I really think maybe they were sleeping on their feet.
I like the idea of using a microphone.
Yeah.
I'm going to start tonight's meeting a little differently. I'm hoping that some of the parents who are joining us might put something in the chat about how their kids did today if they were in cohort A. Lucas says he isn't tired.
Sorry.
He looked tired when he left.
Lauren says Grace loved it.
Yay.
Any other parents out there who have kids who had any comments tonight? Brittany said Henry didn't want to leave and is mad he can't go back tomorrow. Oh,
Yay.
they did look tired, but they look tired and happy.
Absolutely.
Well,
Which is
next week they
probably-
get
Sorry, Vicky.
2 days in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they'll be tired.
Yeah. I'm gonna, Kristen, I'm gonna hand it right over to you and you can talk a little bit about how the first day went.
Sure. It was awesome. I think that we got another comment. It was a very normal feeling. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
It started off it was so exciting to have families coming through and kids coming to school. Everyone, all the parents were so positive and helpful and flexible and patient, and it was great. There was just so much positivity at drop-off, which was so fun. And the kids did great. We were actually commenting that this might be the first year that I've seen the kids come to school, and I don't think I saw one Grantham Village School student crying when they were leaving their parents. So that was pretty neat. Some parents were crying, but not the students. The day was great. It was really seamless. I walked up and down the halls and the kids were in their classrooms learning. They were outside taking mask breaks, eating outside, which was great to see. They were playing out at recess. It did seem like a normal school day. We realized that pickup didn't quite go as smoothly as drop off. It was a little bit hectic with all the kids and trying to yell names, but we're working on trying to make that a little smoother in the future. Just gonna take some alterations and trial and error, I think, but an awesome day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It seemed like it. I did notice that one future student was crying because there was a little girl in the back of a car who was crying because she didn't want her brother to go to school.
That's awesome. They've spent a lot of time together.
Yeah. Karen, I'm going to move over to you. How did things go in terms of the health screening, temperature checks, all of our health and safety things today?
I think we did great. We had initially had 2 thermometers on the bus line and promptly moved one of them to the car line because the car line was way more backed up than I think I had like maybe 10, 12 kids get off the 3 buses. So I'm sure that's going to change after the first day of school. But other than that, went great. I called a couple parents that hadn't filled out the convenient. My dog's going wild, so sorry. There's noise in the background. A couple parents hadn't filled out the convenient MD, that at least it looked like it on the form, but they hadn't remembered what the username for their kid was. And so they'd done it as a, I don't know, with their email or something like that. So I think we've got that all squared away. And a couple broken masks today. So it might be a good idea to send a backup mask with kids, especially disposable ones are very, kids move around a lot, especially if they're taking them out to recess and stuff. So the cloth ones are, I think, are a lot more durable, but the cloth, or no, the disposable papery type ones don't seem to last. So a second one in the backpack would be a good idea, like taking a second pair of underwear somewhere, just in case you need it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
I think it was a pretty amazing, for this new change of getting everybody into school and the health screening and the temperature taking, it was a pretty amazing thing to say. Randy, how do we do with technology?
I think we did actually pretty well. I just wanted to sort of piggyback on what Kristen said about what an awesome first day it was. But I want to remind everybody that tomorrow we get another first day. So this is a first. We get 2 first days in a row, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be awesome. And tech went pretty well. I think everybody got their devices who was supposed to get them. I think we had everybody do a great big password change for the most part. So I think that went fairly uneventfully for most people. So parents at home, your students should be coming home with a device after every single day, including today. Today is the one day they're going to come home with a power cord. The power cords always stay at home, but the devices go back and forth. But that also means if their password changed, that you might want to ask your student who is at school today, what is your new password? And the teachers all know it. And so if you need some help with that, or they don't remember what it is, they can get help from either me or from their classroom teacher if you need to sign on at home. One thing I've already heard from a few people about is, hey, I brought my Chromebook home and I can't connect it to my home Wi-Fi. And this is the exact same thing that happened back in March when we did it the first time. So what you have to do is make sure they're signed out of the Chromebook. The easiest way to do that is turn it off. Just hold the power button for 10 seconds. Make sure you connect to your local Wi-Fi before they try and sign back in again. And if you do that, you should be able to connect to the internet and you'll be just fine. So I'm pretty happy with how it went today. I think everybody seemed like they had a okay time with their machines. Everybody got them home. And I think the only other sort of weird hiccup today was that Google has changed some of their software. They used to have this thing called Hangouts, which is what everybody got used to in March for how they would chat with each other. They've done away with Hangouts and they've replaced it with something called Google Chat. And so I had set everything up for Hangouts, and apparently in the last week or two, they turned off Hangouts and turned on Chat. So minor hiccup. It should resolve itself here in the next day or so. And everybody will use Google Chat instead of Hangouts going forward.
I think it's fascinating that they thought now was a good time to make a change.
I think they're used to working on a corporate schedule that says, oh, well, let's roll out the new thing in the fall. Not like 2 days before school starts. So that's how it goes. Thanks, Google.
They just wanted to make sure that they kept us on our toes.
I guess so.
We were
Overall,
fancy
I'm very grateful though, actually. A lot of the stuff that we do is Google, and most of it is inexpensive or free, other than the Chromebooks themselves. So, you know, I bash them a little bit, but in the end, they're really doing some amazing things for the school.
Great. Thank you. And Chris, I have to tell you that when I called over and got you on the phone at school today, I have rarely heard your voice that excited. You just said things are just going so great over here.
It was so great to see the kids, and parents did a great job of preparing them for the moment of goodbye. I mean, we saw lots of goodbyes, and the kids were excited getting out of the cars, and that we socially distanced, walked them down the hallways and got them to where they needed to go. And they were excited to see friends. It was awesome. This is the first year that I haven't been dealing with tears. And
I actually felt
I
like
didn't cry either.
I had many times that I had to say to kids, no, turn around and wave goodbye to your parents. They were just like, yeah, I'm out.
And some of those kinders, they have been waiting, their younger sibling, and they've been waiting for this day for such a long time. And you could tell they were nervous, but they were really excited too.
Any words of advice going forward?
Keep up the good work.
We did get another comment in here. My kids' echo today was an awesome day. So appreciative of GVS staff. Nothing is better than happy kids coming home from the first day of school. I'd say we all agree.
Did you see the question too?
I did, yeah. So here's one from Sarah saying, one of my new kinders came home with best day ever. Thanks so much. That said, is there any thought of staggering pickup or drop off time, or for pickup using additional lanes to help with congestion? So we've been talking a lot about the pickup and drop off, and day one was, I think, pretty good considering it was our first day. And we're going to try and tweak a couple of things to make it go faster tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and put a few new things in place that we learned today. But we also talked about the fact that a lot of people do drop off and pick up on the very first day of school, and then more kids are going to be getting on the bus. So I think we're going to tweak what we're going to do tomorrow, and then we'll keep reassessing. We're going to keep looking at it, but the things that we do tomorrow, plus kids starting to take the bus, might kind of solve that congestion problem. We already have a bunch of ideas on how to be more efficient, as opposed to like Karen and I being on the cell phone together.
But that did save us this afternoon.
It worked in a pinch.
It worked. Does anybody else have any questions for us tonight, or any comments, things you want us to know? I am going to talk a little bit about the online academy, but why don't we see if anybody has any first day questions first? And I guess I should say first day, right, Randy?
So are we supposed to wash the outfit we wore today and then wear it again tomorrow for tomorrow's first day?
I would say if it's your very special first day of school outfit, then yeah, you might want to wear it again tomorrow. I noticed on tonight we have quite a few people who are doing the GVS Online Academy. So I'm very happy to say that the board did approve all of the funding to go towards that online academy just this Tuesday night. And we've been working really fast, and we have logins for the kids that I think Lauren said she's sending out maybe now or this afternoon. Lauren Luce is sending them out. So Lauren just said she sent them. Thank you. So everybody should be able to log on and get started with all of the courses that you signed up from there. And remember, Lauren's going to be your point person and your facilitator, but we're really excited to see how that's going for you. And there's also workbooks that accompany the Accelerate Online Academy. What we did is it was just easier to have all the workbooks sent in bulk to GVS. So once they get there, we're going to make sure that we let you know that they've arrived, and then we'll arrange a way to get them to you. But believe it or not, the first day of school in person is winding up being, the first day of school for our GVS Online Academy too. We're ready to go. Columbus Day week schedule. I haven't looked at that yet. Kristen, have you looked at Columbus Day week?
Is that when we have a teacher in service day after the Monday holiday?
I think it is.
Um,
Because it's October 13th is the teacher in service, which is a Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we'll do is that week we planned on having Wednesday be our regular all remote day. Thursday is cohort A, and Friday is cohort B. And we have a thank you for all your work to quickly get the kids enrolled in AOA. we are really excited about it, and we would love feedback on it. I know that the people who did the demos of the lessons were pretty happy, so we hope that it continues. We do have some people who did get into all of their VLAX classes, and they've decided just to stay with VLAX because they've already started. So we have people who are doing VLAX, and we have people who are doing AOA. Question, is there a way to opt out of email confirmation for daily health check? We have enough emails coming through. It would be nice to limit unnecessary emails if possible. So you're talking about, Jillian, you're talking about the one that says, yes, you're cleared?
After, I think she's talking about after you submit it and says,
Yep.
then you get an email saying that you've
Yes, you're cleared.
Yeah, it does send an email. Currently, I think we have it set up to go to the students' email addresses. And part of the reason for that was that we control those email addresses and it's a little easier for us to maintain them. But it also makes sense for that to be the repository of where that stuff goes. If you want to opt out of it, we could probably turn it off. I would just simply say that that's your receipt, as it were. If you ever had a question about, did I do it or not, you've got your email to confirm it. But every time you submit your thing, it says that you did it anyway. So, you know, if it says that you're cleared, we're going to see that you're cleared, whether there's an email or not. So what I'm trying to avoid is just a crush of people wanting to turn it on or off or whatever. So we can certainly do it if it's truly bothering people, but we can talk about that too.
Randy, is there a way for them to just forward that? Like, you know how sometimes we get emails and we just do an automatic forwarding, or no?
So the challenge for that is that any student emails that, you know, basically our kids live in a walled garden. They can't get emails from outside unless we approve the specific domain they come from. And we did approve the Convenient MD one as a way for their thing to come through. Typically, emails inbound or outbound to or from kids from anywhere else, unless I started adding every single domain and email address of a parent, I don't think we could do that. I guess, you know, we can talk about what the options are for how the email stuff works, but we can certainly turn it off for students if we need to.
While we're talking about Convenient MD on the app, if it says you're not cleared for school, you do not need to go further on that app. You can call your primary care physician and talk to them about your symptoms, or definitely call the school, call me. But I had one parent that continued on the app and expected them to call back today, and I don't think that they ever heard back. Convenient MD or Clear Choice is definitely an option you could do, but you don't have to go any farther. We just want the cleared, not cleared, and then we're done with the app.
Right, that's there just as a convenience for people who are just looking for an option. You certainly don't have to do any of that stuff.
And remote starts on Tuesday, right?
Correct.
For cohort B, yes.
Okay, any other questions? Or comments or funny stories? We like those too.
Oh, I'll tell you a story. Actually, I heard from one of the teachers, they were telling their students today about how, because these are school devices, we can monitor everything that, you know, the chats they go to, the messages they send, as a way for them to make sure that they're using them properly. And one of them said something like, well, gee, you must have the same sort of thing that Santa has so that he knows whether we've been good or not. And, you know, I just had to laugh and laugh when I heard that. That was great. A kid actually said that to the teacher.
That's awesome.
We've got a thank you for getting AOA set up quickly. Riker's super excited. That's great. Yep. Yeah, we are really excited, and the company's been great to work with from our end so far. So hopefully you have the same experience on your end too. I just want to say today was just an incredible day, and you know, we've been talking about this and thinking about this since March 13th. It's really just been it's been on all of our minds about getting the kids back into school since we left. And it was just such an incredibly wonderful, beautiful day. And I felt walking, the first little first grader that I was walking down to her classroom, I really felt like this is a big moment in history to see all these amazing, confident, ready to go to school kids happily walking down the hall, just ready to get learning and exciting to see their teachers. So it was a great day for all of us, I think. Does remote for cohort A begin tomorrow? No. Remote begins next week.
A gets tomorrow off.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that made today a great day were all of our beautiful signs on our fence.
Oh, weren't those great?
Yeah.
And I did post, I took pictures and put them in a little video and put them on our GVS Facebook page so everyone could see them.
Let's see. We had one, Lauren said she asked Grace about eating with a face shield. She said, it's okay if I get food on it, right? Well, we imagine that sometimes that might happen. We can clean them.
And while we're talking about eating, I just want to, if there's any Hutchins or Dumas parents on this, those two classrooms are tree nut free. So please don't send any snacks or lunches with peanuts or tree nuts in them because everybody's eating in the classroom and we don't really have another area in the school for somebody to eat. So thank you.
Oh, we've got a question. I was also told Glidewell is peanut free. Is Glidewell peanut free? No.
There's no crossover between classes this year, so just Hutchins.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody's ready for our second first day tomorrow. It's going to be great again. And oh, we got another question. I heard third grade was nut free. That's Dumas, right?
Mrs. Dumas is third grade, yeah. Mr. Crutchfield is allergy aware. Mrs. Dumas's classroom is nut free, so no peanuts, tree nuts in Mrs. Dumas's class. And if you have any questions, please email teachers or me, give us a call. We can clarify.
Karen, you had said that you were still looking for things like some people who needed EpiPens and inhalers that usually come in on the first day.
Yeah, and I didn't check to see, they could be all in the B cohort. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, if I usually have EpiPens and inhalers from you, please bring them in. I'm there all day. I can meet you at the front door, get the paperwork signed, and transfer everything over.
Okay. All right. So I think we'll call it a night. And thanks again for joining us. I do want to remind everybody that we're recording these and we're going to be posting them. We'll try and find one place, I think, on the website to keep them all. So if you have friends or other family members who wanted to see it and they didn't get a chance to, they'll be able to look at the video on their own time. All right. So I hope everybody has a great night. See you tomorrow.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.